Hello and welcome everybody to our Calmlands One Tile Challenge. This is going to be episode 16. We went ahead and fast forwarded a little bit to April, and that caused some more problems for us. We will have to look into how we're going to solve our issues moving forward, especially with mowing our grass. But if you haven't yet, definitely look down in the description and check out some of the other content creators that are doing this challenge with us. They are doing awesome, great bunch of creators. Definitely worth checking out their videos. If you've enjoyed what we've done so far on this series, consider smashing that like button and hitting the subscribe. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the rest of the video. Alright, oh, it sold 50 chickens, so we got 250 bucks for it. But, I mean, that doesn't really cost a whole, cover a whole lot. Wow. So they produced a whole nother pallet worth of eggs. Nice. We're going to have to worry about where we're going to put all our eggs pretty soon. Alright, but we got 4 more pallets of lettuce ready to go. So, yeah, we're definitely running out of storage area pretty quickly. But we do want to go ahead and honestly, I think I'm just going to keep the time down at 3. That way we have plenty of time to work in a month instead of keeping it on 5. Get our mower out. So we're going to go ahead and... Oh, wow. I did not expect the trees to pop up so quick. Oh, Ooh. I did not expect to see any kind of growth visually for a while. Oh, man. That's... I mean, great. We have trees, but that means we can't get the harvester into that other field if we did throw down beans. So I thought we were going to have a little bit more time. Let's go take a look at that field. We'll try and get a cut on that one first. But yeah, I was definitely not expecting that. Maybe we can get in between all the trees. Yeah, that might be an issue when they get a little bit bigger to try and get into that other field. I mean, we still have that open wall on the other side, but yeah, this is going to be even a pain just to cut. So we might have shot ourselves in the foot by putting a crop down here. Yep, because I can't even just bounce off of the tree. Man. Well, I wonder if we can go in from the side and just... don't want to get too close. I think this might actually be our best direction to go ahead and cut. That means I'll get a pass in one direction and a pass in another. But we don't have a whole lot of room to turn around down there. So we'll take a look to see. I probably should be closer to the trees over here. Yep, and that's about where we'll be able to get without running into our crops. Yeah. You know, don't think I thought this one through. Might have to look at maybe getting a skinnier mower just to go ahead and get in here. Man. Alright. Well, in the meantime, we'll go ahead and cut our grass field. I was not expecting for those kind of mistakes to be there. So, it happens. But we are going to go ahead and cut our grass. And so that'll limit our income quite a bit, because I'm not going to be able to cut in between any of the grass besides what we have. But in the same turn, that means we're going to have trees a whole lot sooner than I thought we were going to also. So that's a good thing. It's both a blessing and a curse. But I am excited to have the trees. My tractor's running away without me because I hit the wrong button. Alright. Back it up a little bit. Alright. But yeah, so I'm glad that we're able to get the trees up a little bit. Not sure. Not sure what we really want to do about all that. I think our lines disappeared on where we want to cut, but I think I can just run along the edge of this and be just fine if I keep my back tire along the edge. But yeah, so was not expecting for those trees to sprout up. Not this soon anyway. So I think what we're going to need to look at is a mower that can get in between those. That way we can still... Well, we're going to need more than just a mower, aren't we? We'll probably need... we only got 16,000. Man. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead... We're going to look at our options real quick, see what can be done. And we'll decide what we should do. Let me shut this mower off real quick. I know these can't mow backwards. These are all 20,000, and they still stick out a ways afterward. Huh. Unless I just mow in reverse, but don't think we're going to be able to do anything with that grass for a little while. Okay. I might search the mod hub off camera and take a look at what we can do, because I really don't want to lose that profit down there, because that's going to be a ton of money. I mean, not a ton, but it's a decent sized field, so I'm assuming we'd probably at least get 10 grand off of it every cut if we converted it to silage. So I mean, we get a little, about 20 grand off of this one when we cut it. So that is unfortunate. Well, I mean, I don't think that one's nearly as big as this, but yeah. At least 5-6 grand. That or we need to... That's actually pretty decent spacing on those trees. At least at the moment. I'm trying to think. So we might possibly start cutting some of those trees out while the others grow. Just to try and get a little bit of wood going. I mean, I might give them a little bit more of a growth stage. That also allows us to continue to get wood if we throw down a lumber mill. Oh, I forgot to drop the bar. What are you doing, Dnkey? What are you doing? Yeah, I'm just going to circle the wagon. And we'll drop back in right here. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I think what we might do is go ahead and look into how much it is going to be to put down our sawmill production. And then maybe once the trees hit one more growth stage, we'll start chopping a few of them down. And then from there, we will be able to kind of weed out and replant as we need. No, I lowered that. Oh, I lowered it once and then raised it back up because I got off track. Okay. Yeah. So I think we'll take a look into that once we get this mowed. So I am going to go ahead and jump into mowing this. I know since we didn't get it fertilized, we're gonna take a hit on how much we're actually getting off of it. If you can look down in the bottom corner where the map is, you can see our yield is changing from that nice dark green that we were getting to a lighter green because of the fact that this field needs both lime and fertilizer. But it happens, and we are going to go ahead and get this mowed, and we'll catch back up to you. Alright, so we just finished up mowing here, but I think we might have figured out a solution to our mow problems. Now, it is going to cost us a little bit more money, but we should be able to earn that bag off of the first cut. So I think we're going to run up to the shop. We got a friend over there eating our grass. Alright, but yeah. So I think if we run up to the shop, we might be able to get a mower small enough to go in between the trees. But the only other question is, are we going to be able to get the wagon in between the trees to pick up the grass that we mow? That's going to be another one. But let's get up here. You guys are running a little late to work. I've noticed that the traffic on here is very much based around the hour. At least maybe that's just when I come to the shop and see the traffic, but alright. So we're going to go into mowers here and went ahead and added a couple of mods. So this one is an option, the iMac, but it only has a 1.8 working with. So I'm not sure if that's what we want to go with, especially since this lizard mower here has a 3.4 working with, which is almost what we're currently working with. But it goes directly behind the tractor. And it can go 3 kilometers faster than the iMac. So I think this might be what we go with. You know what? We're going to go ahead and buy it. Does it cost us anything to change the color? Let's see. Because no. Okay, awesome. So we can change the color as we feel the need to. What color are we feeling? You know what? It'll kind of... Oh, no, that's way too bright. You know what? We'll just keep it with the classic red. But, alright, so we'll buy that. Now, I guess our other option, if we can't get... That might actually be pretty close to width of those trees. Not the width in between those trees. And once it gets bigger, we probably should have went with the smaller one. But decisions were made, so we will probably face that problem when we get around to it. Granted, when they get bigger, I'm planning on thinning them out. But we should... Let's see, how close are we going to be? Oh yeah, now we're going to be great. Okay, so that being said, what do our lines... Oh. Yep, we're going to be doing this one by hand. That is some funky looking lines. Yep, so I'm not sure why, but yeah. Alright, but yeah, our other option is... Okay, and it looks like we might be able to get right up next to the trees and get that median in between. But if we can't get our forge wagon in between here, I guess what we could probably do is push all of it with the bucket. And yeah, this is going to be a pain. But we could push it all with the bucket and get it down that way. So I think we'll go ahead and finish off this strip here. Just to make it easier to turn around. And then we should be fine to go ahead and mow this. Now that'll allow us to at least make some money on this field. Why these trees are growing. But yeah, and then we should be able to fit just fine in between here, because this is our narrowest section. If I could just drive straight. Because these trees were planted in a straight line. I just have to be able to mow in a straight line. Alright, but yeah. So this is our narrowest section, and we fit just fine at the moment. So that's not going to be a bad thing. But now... But now we're going to run into the issue of being able to either A, fertilize to keep our score up a little bit on precision farming. As I know, since I didn't fertilize the land for our other grass field last time before cutting. Oh, whoa, what just happened to that tree? Does this delete trees as well? Hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and turn Real Mower off on that. I don't want to be losing trees like that. I mean, I want to be able to cut the grass, but that tree had a lot more potential than that little bit of grass that we cut right there. Alright, well, yeah. So we'll get this cut, and then we will see if we can't end up and see what issues we're gonna get with picking it up the grass. But yeah, so we will skip you guys ahead until we get this mowed, and then we will see you guys once I get back. Alright guys, so we just finished mowing this. Did kind of a weaving pattern between the trees to try and get a little bit more, because even after we turned off the real mower, we still ended up cutting down a tree somehow. I'm not sure why, but that was not in the mod description on this, that it does remove stumps or any kind of tree deletion. So a little weird about that, but we are going to go ahead and windrow at least this field, and then we'll pull out the forage harvester to see if we can't get a decent amount of grass picked up between the two fields. Now, one of the things I did say earlier is that our pH and our fertilization was bad on these fields, which is, well, yeah, our pH is non-existent in spots, so that's not very good. I mean, granted, back here it's fine, but if we look at our pH map, it's not looking pretty at all. At least on this field. So we are going to need, I think last time it was 3 bags of lime to get that done. So we will have to get, I say bags, but pallets of lime to get that all situated. And we're going to have to get that down today. Now, as far as spraying, we might be able to save that until next month. That way it realizes that grass is here. If we do it this month, shortly after it's harvested, it's gonna lose its mind, and we're gonna end up putting down way too much fertilizer. Now, if we do wait till next month, we might be able to afford the pulse modulation and throw that on there. but that'll definitely be dipping into our profits from the silage in order to do so. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing because we do want that for the future anyway, just to help us out as far as saving a little bit of money on fertilizer. So, it wouldn't be a bad thing to go ahead and get that. At least I believe that's what it'll be. That, or we might sell a couple more pallets of lettuce, as we are getting around 4 pallets a month, which that's a lot of lettuce. And we'll see where that puts us. It might put us right there at being able to do it. Well, actually, we have 8 pallets sitting there because we skipped a month. So yeah, we might go ahead and sell our lettuce off and put the pulse modulation, but that'll mean that we can't do lime and fertilizer. We can't afford that. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll save our money this month and go ahead and put down the lime. And then next month we should be able to afford the pulse modulation as well as our liquid fert and get that thrown down. Now for this other field, we're still going to have to use our dry fertilizer to fertilize the grass over there, just because we're not going to be able to get the sprayer in between those trees at all. But we should be able to run probably every other lane in between the trees and get fertilizer spread out there. It's not going to be as evenly distributed as far as the nitrogen values go, but it should still take care of the task of getting our nitrogen up as far as our field. Okay, so yeah, it is not looking pretty for us. So if we don't get our values up nitrogen wise, we're missing out on a lot of our bonus that we get from precision farming. I think I probably should have done a second headland down there before starting the down and backs. So I think when we get down there, I'll do a second headland on the bottom, and then we will finish windrowing this, and then I will bring you back once we are picking up the other field, just so you can see how that's going to work out. But yeah, so we will see you once we get done with that. Alright, so we finished windrowing on the field up there. Now we do want to check to see how well this is going to fit in between the trees, so I wanted to go ahead and bring you guys back in for that. That way you guys can see whether or not our problem was solved as far as picking it up, at least for the little bit. It looks like we will clear the branches, and hopefully these trees only get taller and the branches don't get lower. I mean, that's how nature works, right? As things grow up. But yeah, And see, this is where we deleted the other tree by accident, so that's why I left a lot of grass around each tree, is I did not want to risk bumping into the trees and making them disappear. So thankfully it was only 2 trees that we lost, but that's still 2 trees that we lost, and the potential of our wood. Because right now each of these trees, yeah, each tree at the moment is 350 liters of wood. So but it does look like this is working for now. And we are almost done picking up this field. Although if it is only going to be, it looks like it might be 2 trailers worth of grass off this little bit. It might not even be worth risking losing the trees to go ahead and mow. But we'll have to see. Oh, yep. It looks like it might be 2 trailers worth. See if I can sneak out this way. Now, if they get bigger, it might still be worth it. But yeah. Ugh. I really don't like losing profit like that, though. So I think what we're going to do, because I don't want to run over our crops, is definitely want to avoid the crop destruction. I think I'm going to use the bunker up here and go ahead and fill that. So we'll have 12 pallets next episode of lettuce at about $1,000 a pallet. That'll be 12,000 in lettuce, so that won't be too terribly bad. Plus whatever we're going to get off the silage. So we're looking about possibly making, we'll say 30,000 next month. Possibly. Now, that being said, in order to put down our lumber mill, so that's going to be about, I think, 12,000, 10 or 12,000 to go ahead and put down the lumber mill that we want. It was one of the only ones that I found that will do the prefab walls, and still be a decent size to fit on our farm. So I think that's the one we're going to end up going with. And then it's another 30,000 for our concrete plant. So we will have to save up for that, as well as the additional 40,000 to get our sprayer where we want it. So I'm not sure which one we're going to do first. I know if we can make about 40,000 every couple of months, that'll be great. But I am so, like, I'm still on the fence on which one we should do first. Should we go ahead and get the lumber rolling? Or should we go ahead and get our sprayer situated the way we need it to be? I think we might end up getting the sprayer done first, just because that's going to be something that's going to be a little bit more useful in the future. Or, well, actually, no, they're all going to be pretty useful. At least getting the sprayers fixed with pulse modulation. And then possibly around planting season. Oh, and we are full. Okay. So, yeah, a little bit over 2 trailers. So it might still be worth it to mow. If they grow up a little bit bigger, hopefully we're not going to run the risk of deleting the tree just because we simply bumped it with the mower. So we're going to have 3 months before that grass is ready to mow again, so we'd be looking at mowing again in July. So that's going to be good little ways away, and maybe be able to get another growth stage out of these trees before that cut. I don't think I am going to go ahead and mow those just yet. I might save that for next episode if I decide to cut it even at all. Now, cows. Cows is another thing that we wanted to invest in. Now, we don't currently have enough money to deal with cows either. We have what we need to feed them, but the cow pen itself and then buying the cows is quite pricey. Unless we just stick with a super small pen and maybe fit only 20 cows. I'm not sure how good 20 cows is going to be as far as milk production. I think we are producing way more food than 20 cows can eat. And that would just leave us, for the most part, with that secondary grove of trees just sitting over there. Because one of the cow pens that I installed is a lot smaller. It's about the size of the chicken coop, and it can fit about 20 cows in it. And then there's another one from that mod that it's still it doesn't have a pasture, so we can't really extend how much there is. It pretty much only relies on the food that we give it, so no meadow grazing. And it holds 40 cows. And so that might be an option. And then we just continue to grow trees over there in the grass over there. But I mean, 40 cows is still 40 cows. So that might be the way forward, is just go ahead and forego the pen for taking the 40 cows and producing milk already. Now that is something that we would possibly be able to afford. Let's go ahead and take a look while we're dumping. All right, so yeah, what I was talking about here is but it's a breeding barn, so milk production wouldn't happen. Man. I don't think. What about this one? So this would be 36,000, which is right in our price range. I know I don't have it at the moment, but we'd be able to put that down right over here. Still want to give us a little bit of space to get in and out of our silo. And then space to get up to our house. And that's tough. So we would have to almost put it right up against the trees right there. And we'd still be able to go in. So what about this one? Okay, that's about the same size. That has, so for an extra $3,500, we can get 5 extra cows in there. And that would actually allow us to have, yeah, that's not even worth it. That'd be 50 cows for 40,000. And of course buying the cows as well. But yeah, I didn't even think that these were. Yep. Okay. And I'm not sure if I do have a mod on here to add. Milk. Oh, but it's 30,000. Okay. Yeah, I think it'd be worth it just to go ahead and buy the one that allows for milk versus buying that extension. So I'm not thinking, unless we just buy calves and then add the extension in a little bit later once they're raised up a little bit. But I was thinking, even if we just buy 10 cows, 10 adult cows, that would help us out milk-wise a lot more than just selling the silage outright. So that is something to think about. That, do we want to go with buffalo, the water buffalo, or do we want to go with cows? I know buffalo milk sells for a ton more, but the cows themselves produce a ton more milk than what buffalo does. A lot of decisions to make around this farm. So we're definitely going to be looking at those in the future. But I am going to go ahead and get this all picked up. And we'll get it compacted. And we will see you guys once I am done with that, so we can spread some lime out on this field. Alright, so we will see you all then. Alright, so we just finished compacting our silage. So get that covered. And then we'll get our roller put away. I almost think we should put the roller clear in the back, so we don't use it nearly as much as we do the mower. So I think that's going to be what we're going to want to do. So get this put away, and then we will grab our fertilizer spreader. I think it should be empty. And probably our pallet forks and go get some lime. Hopefully we can get all the lime we need. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. And then we'll get that thrown down. Not sure with this. No, it took 4. I want to say 4 pallets of lime last time we did this field. But that was also with the old spreader. So we will want to probably take a look at that. Actually, I think what we'll do is I know our trailer is probably going to be needed. So I think we'll take our spreader down to the other end of the farm. So we can start as soon as we get down there. And then we will grab our trailer and bring that up with us to the shop to go ahead and purchase our lime. Although, so we need 4 pallets, don't we? So I wonder, even if we go ahead and... that's probably not going to be a good place for that. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and place this down here. I wonder if we take our box instead of the whole trailer. Will that be something that will be useful? As we don't quite have a whole... yeah, we don't have a whole bucket of stones at the moment, so we can just pile that there. But can we... just trying to see, is there a way to open it? So if I lower it, is there gonna be... X? Nope. Okay. But there is tension belts. So what we can do is we will... oh, pick that back up real quick. Turn off that. We'll grab our pallet forks and we'll run up to the shop and grab our lime. We should be able to fit 2 in the back and use that as a counterweight. And have the other 2 on our forks. I think that's what we can do and get that done. And if I can... yeah. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and drop off our bucket. We'll need that next month when we go to sell our silage. Did get a little over 170. Why is that? Okay, what did I... ah, okay. So up and down. Oh, okay. Good to know. We can lower the tailgate on it. Nice. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and run and grab our lime that we're going to need. I believe 4 pallets should be fine for this field. But we will definitely see and hope. This 4 pallets is... what? $1,800? So we can afford it at the moment. If we're only putting lime down every 3 cuts on the field, that's not too terribly bad. I know it would increase our yield a little bit more if we threw it down every cut, but that's just, I don't think that's going to be cost efficient compared to what the difference is in yield. So we will lower this down. And disconnect it. And then run to the shop real quick. If I don't get stuck on the pallet forks tripping over them. And we will grab some lime. Okay. So we need 4 pallets of lime. Yep, $1,800. Okay. So we should be able to get 2 in the back. Granted, we're going to have to grab them one at a time. And then we can have those just readily available to load into our fertilizer spreader. I don't think I got that in the right place. There we go. All right. And is it being ready? Well, honestly, we might be able to fit all 4 of them in here, and then we just have all of them ready to go right next to it. Now, I'm not sure how heavy or what that's going to do to our tractor trying to lift that much and take it down. But I think we should be fine. I don't think we're going to tip backwards. Can I? Maybe push it. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. So we'll get this all loaded and we'll get down there. And I will see you guys once we are down with the lime. Alright, so we brought the lime down. I did go ahead and just bring it on the forks just to save a little bit of time there. So we're going to go ahead and get this filled up. We do want to go ahead and make sure that we are running into our market, but we want to go ahead and set up our lines. And then we'll fill this up. Should be about 1,000 liters if I remember correctly. Yep. Okay. Awesome. And then we will hop into the field, spread out some lime. I do want to get a running start on this. Just because it seems to prevent getting those deep blue areas as much as long as we are driving already. So definitely making the field look a whole lot better lime-wise. Ooh, but that's already half a pallet gone right there. Alright, so we're definitely going to end up using a lot more lime than I initially predicted. Hey, at least it used the same pallet twice. Okay. But I think getting a running start on distributing the lime is the way I want to go. That way we're not piling lime up at the start. But I guess I let our field get so bad lime-wise that it just cost us 1 pallet to do the first pass on the field. Just not the greatest. So we're going to end up probably having to get another 2 pallets, I think. Yeah, I think I will jump ahead and I will let you guys know how many more pallets we had to buy. If you would like, please drop a guess down in the comments and see how many pallets of lime this field is going to take. And I will let you know once we get back. Alright, so we just finished liming the field. I'm not sure why there's that red line right there in the middle, but not a whole lot we can do about that. One's on the border, I'm pretty sure, just because that grass right there is not mowed. And so we couldn't get the lime down. So I did go ahead and buy another 4 pallets. And yeah, so we used about 5.5 pallets total to lime the field. So not as efficient as our spreader that we had before, but honestly, it kind of saves us a little bit of time to do this. So now that all the liming is done, we're going to go ahead and get everything put away. We're going to get... yeah, we're going to put the mower away. We're going to put the fertilizer spreader away. And then, yeah, we should be able to see you guys in the next month. And we should be able to put down some liquid fertilizer. We definitely should be able to afford, once we sell off our lettuce and silage again, we should be able to afford to upgrade our sprayer a little bit. In order to put that pulse modulation on it. So that's what our goals are moving forward, is to go ahead and get our sprayer upgraded for the fertilizer, and then we will look at doing the weeding upgrade a little bit later on in the season, probably when we get closer to planting down crops again. But yeah, I think I will leave the... well, I need the pallet forks. So we'll go ahead and grab our lime and bring that up and put that in the shed in case it rains. And then we'll get everything put away. But definitely thank you all for joining us. If you liked the video, please smash that like button. And consider hitting the subscribe button if you've enjoyed the content I've put out on this series so far. It definitely is appreciated. Feel free to drop any comments in the box down below. I do try to answer all the comments that I can. I do enjoy talking with you guys. So, until next time, peace.